All right, so after the treatment, I will have them repeat the motion that they did beforehand. For instance, like if it was a shoulder, we would have done some shoulder lifting. With knees, we would do getting up out of a chair and down, just to repeat those same motions that you did before. And then asking them, do you feel a difference? And usually they'll say yes. If not, say that's okay. We just got done with the treatment. We'll see how it progresses. I do let them know that people respond 2 different ways. People either feel great right after the appointment, and then as the week passes by, then that inflammation kind of will start to creep back in, and they'll start to get, that pain will kind of start to come back. Or it'll be the opposite, because we busted up a lot of stuff and immediately they get really sore from the treatment, but then as the week progresses, they actually will feel better. Kind of never know which way their body will react, but I kind of warn them either way so that they can be prepared for that. I do give them the aftercare sheet here, and so just going over the fact that we do not want them to take Tylenol, ibuprofen, or to ice the area for at least 24, preferably 48 hours after the treatment. Those things shrink the blood vessels, and we want the blood going there because that's what brings the stem cells. And so we want blood flow to that area, and we don't want to inhibit that at all. So if they can avoid those things. Also, to not overuse whatever area that you treated. So if it's just shoulder, not to go do a bunch of heavy lifting and stuff like that. We want to give those stem cells a chance to repair and to let that body part heal. At that point, I would then go on and basically let them know what it would be. So let's say we're working on a knee, for instance. We're going to tell them that this is going to be for 8 weeks, and we're going to do 600 shock waves. And we want to do those 8 weeks because we will continually to find new spots and to dig more and more out, and that we want to make sure we get all the way through it. And then during that time, they're going to be getting new stem cells each week. And one of the reasons why we do it once a week for each one is to keep that inflammation down in between each treatment so that they are more comfortable and so that we're getting those new stem cells there. So once a week for 8 weeks. I would then take them to the front and we would do the math on that. So basically it would be 8 times the 600 shock waves, and then 600 times the 35 cents per shockwave. And at that point, you'll have your number and then the 10% discount if they pay in full. So I will show them those numbers to let them know that this is what it costs. If they pay it in full, they get a 10% discount, which saves them the most, and that would be at the beginning of it. If they don't want to, we can break it up into payments, but they will be paying it at the full price. I then tell them to, go home and rest it, and that we will check back with them the next week. Throughout the treatment, one of the things that I check on in about weeks 4 and 5, I do kind of warn them that they are going to be kind of a sore in a different way, usually kind of a dull, achy pain, and that's a good thing, that's those cells growing and regenerating and doing what we want. So I relate it to growing pains when you were a child. As a lot of kids have the knee aches and pains because of that growth spurt. So it's a good thing when it does that ache because we know that things are growing.